Hello, football family. Welcome into Huddle It Up Films. Short week, short lifespan of this video for some, maybe. Coming at you live Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock. Hope you guys continue to come by, stop by, keep me company in the chat. Love y'all. Short week for the Ravens, and we're going on the road. Those Thursday night road games is one of the few things actually in this game that makes me a little bit nervous, just a little bit nervous. Let's not get too high. Last week was optimistic and paid off big time. Let's hope the Ravens can keep this thing going. Welcome in, everybody, and thank you to the channel members down below scrolling the heartbeat of the channel. You can see some of the gifted memberships have worn off, so we're down to 15, and man, you guys are really special to me, so I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Like, subscribe, all that other stuff. I should be saying that every week. And going to give some shout outs to those in the chat. Again, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock, if you can come through. My guy, TY, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, TY. Feeling rejuvenated, feeling fresh, feeling ready to go. Get the season underway. And Jay-Z, man, doing great. Great to see Mr. Zaratniak in there. Chris, the lovely Chris, TLC. Acting work wifey in the chat and of the channel. Thank you, Chris. Great to see you. Ashley is in here, my Twitter buddy. You can follow me on Twitter, huddleitupfilms.com. On Twitter, that is, huddleitupfilms.com. Maybe I should get a .com. Huddleitupfilms Twitter. Got a little bit carried away there. That's funny. J-Dub in here. Jeremiah, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. And Dwiz, your paso, my brasso. It is good to see you, Dwiz. I can't wait to hear your thoughts tonight on this Dolphins game. There's some weird stuff going on with the Dolphins team. This time last week, say, man, this team is more dysfunctional than us. Then they come down and put the smackdown in Atlanta on the Falcons. It was kind of just really weird. And there's some weird numbers to this team that we'll get into. The Linda J, second favorite LJ. Hi, Jason. Hi, everybody. King Blaze back. Hey, I caught your message yesterday, King Blaze. Thanks for leaving that for me, man. And the Cosmonaut Project. Football is family. Football family, let's go. Dario, yo. Hey, Dario. Thank you so much for your comments and the back and forth we had on the offensive line. Lele, man, really appreciate stuff like that. And yeah, you know what? Lele is not the biggest problem on this line. You are correct in saying that at this point. Because Andrew Voorhees, man, just on the struggle bus. Both phases of the game. And Mr. Loop, there he is. Mr. Steve Loop, great to see you. Alec back, sup, y'all. Just great to see all these names. Great to see all these names in here. And I want to make sure we don't miss anybody before we get into this content. Mr. James. Hey, Mr. James. Good seeing you. Romy Rome, sending love from Germany. Romy Rome coming in. Yeah, it's great to see everyone. So I think I got everybody on the first run. Let's get into it. Now, if you guys remember last week, it was the self-help, how to save the season in 4 days, and it got even better. Something that sticks out to me is that the Ravens subtly control their own fate in the division. No help needed. We are 2 games behind the Steelers. We are 1 game in the loss column behind the Bengals. Still have 2 games versus the Steelers left, 2 games versus the Bengals left. What does that mean? We win out. We win the division. We don't need any help. And I mean, as funny as that sounds here, like approaching midway through the season, you can say that most seasons, you win out, you win the whole thing, week 8. But it's just a situation we didn't really expect to find ourselves in even a couple of weeks ago. So this is huge. Steelers lost again. The Bengals lost to the lowly Jets, and this is setting up nicely for the Ravens. Love this schedule, by the way. Where is it? There it is. I like the formatting of this schedule because games are kind of big, and you can see it, and the home games are in purple. You see the Ravens are getting ready to start a 3-game road stretch. Now, the records of the teams aren't that impressive, of course, but 3 road games in a row, starting on the short week down in Miami, which is not the quickest trip in the world. That's South Florida. Is always reason for concern. Like early in the season, The schedule was nice. The schedule was even. We had a lot of home games. The teams themselves that we played were really tough. Now we flip it over. 3 road games. We're going to be playing in cold weather in December, November. But the teams that we're playing, I mean, look at the records right there. The only teams with a winning record that we play, it's only 2 of them. It's the 6-2 Patriots and that home and home with the Steelers, the 4-3 Steelers. So Dolphins 2-6. Vikings, Carson Wentz is hurt. They might have to trade for a quarterback. A lot of mess going on with that team. J.J. McCarthy might start that game. The Browns got their second win of the season. Jets are at 1-7. Bengals struggling. The Joe Flacco magic wore off last week. That defense is just really, really hurt. And of course, the Packers look good too. That was the second team that I meant to mention, not the Steelers. So Patriots, Packers, really good teams. And then, of course, the division rival Steelers. So, yeah, it's right there for us, guys. But, we can't get too high, can't get too low. One game at a time. We really need to string these wins together. And, in the best mindset is this game against the Dolphins, the most important game of the season. You lose to the Dolphins, you throw away all the goodwill you had on Sunday that we build off of, and you're back to the starting point. You're back to not controlling your own fate in the division, maybe. But yeah, how amazing is it? From 1-5 to in 1 week, all of a sudden, Ravens take care of business, especially in the division. This is our division to be had. Now, mention this upcoming game against the Dolphins. And there's some funny stats, and this is the one that really bothers me. Let me take this banner off right here. You can look at the Dolphins defense. You talk about unpredictable. Gave up 33 to the Colts, 33 to the Patriots, 31 to the Bills. They gave up their best performance of the season before last week was holding the Jets down to 21 points. At the Panthers, they give up 27. The Chargers, they give up 29. The Browns at Cleveland, the Browns scored 31 points on the Dolphins. And you're looking at this defense and this team and saying, man, the Ravens are just going to run up the score on them. And that still might be the case. But last week at Atlanta, they held Kirk Cousins and the Falcons to 10 points. Bijan Robinson, I believe, only had 25 rush yards the entire game. Tua dominated on the offensive side of the ball. I believe Tua had 4 touchdown passes. So you can see this Jekyll and it was a Jekyll for Dr. Jekyll for most of the season. They turned into Mr. Hyde last week, the Miami Dolphins. Just a strange start game last week. And I wanted to pull that nugget up before we get to the other topics here tonight. Let's see if anything else is going on in the chat. I'm going to put up the chat there. Dario saying we need to go 7-2, beat the Steelers twice. We win the division. Yeah, that'll probably do it. It's those games against the Steelers and maybe even against the Bengals. Are the Bengals the better team than the Steelers? The Steelers do this fading act every year. Aaron Rodgers is not getting any younger. They're doing a good job of moving the pocket with Aaron Rodgers and scoring points. That Steelers defense has problems. It's really a funny situation there. Jeremiah saying 7-2 will do. Okay, so you guys are on the same page there. Mr. James, I can have Cooper Rush for a first-round draft pick. Yeah, that would be nice. We could trade Cooper Rush for a first-round draft pick. Dwiz, treat every game like it's a trap game. Exactly, Dwiz. That's what I'm getting at. We cannot take the Dolphins lightly. Me as a fan, I can sit here. We'll give our score predictions later, but I like how we match up in this game. But Dwiz is absolutely right. We have to treat every game like a trap game because if we were at reverse our record, say we were 5-2, and we saw these games coming up, we'd be like trap game. So we got to keep treating them like trap games. And Rave Kingdom in here with his. I don't know why they got the @ names back here all of a sudden. I didn't do that. I guess YouTube did that. Rave Kingdom, aka Big Sexy E3. With a yo-yo. What is up, Rave Kingdom? Good seeing you, buddy. Okay, and Rave wants to come on and talk some football. Yeah, maybe. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how he goes. If you want to see Rave Kingdom come in, give him a thumbs up. Give him a thumbs up or a yes, Rave in the comments while I go on. Okay. I think this is very relevant. If the Ravens need to win this Thursday. Trade deadline is on Tuesday, so less than a week. 6 days from now is the NFL trade deadline. And the Ravens have 5 fifth-round picks, 5 of them. So they have a pick in the first, second, third, fourth, 5 in the fifth. I don't think they have a sixth. And then they have a seventh. They're either missing a sixth or a seventh. Either way, ton of late-round picks. And a fifth-round pick, it's kind of typical of what you would give up for a player with a contract that expires at the end of the year. So the fifth-round picks are valuable. You can get somebody for a fifth-round pick is really what I'm trying to say. Now, if you want to get aggressive, get someone like Quinnen Williams. That's probably going to cost you a higher draft pick, probably a second. But yeah, a fifth-round pick could really come in handy. I kind of think that the Ravens have hoarded their late-round picks a little too much for my liking, but those fifth-round picks can really come in handy. What do you think should be the priority? For me, I know a lot of people are talking D-line, but I'm almost looking more in the edge room at this point. I mean, we have 3 healthy edge rushers. Hopefully, Carl Lawson will be able to go power rusher, but we haven't seen him on the field. We don't know what he still has left in the tank. But David Ajabo on the edge, not getting it done. Tavius with the broken foot. Adisa Isaac, who knows when he's going to be going back. Great to see Mike Green get that sack in a big situation, a third down in the red zone on Sunday. Huge for Mike Green. I hope that really jumpstarts him. But we don't have a lot of bodies on the edge room, the outside linebacker room. So I would be looking for an outside linebacker even before a defensive tackle. That said, if we can get a guy like Quinnen Williams, Dexter Lawrence, or one of these dominant big guys on a team that's out of playoff contention, man, that sounds really good to me. Could the Ravens part with like a second-round pick like we did for Roquan, and sign them to a big contract, or maybe they're already under contract. But yeah, by the time we talk next week, we will know. We will probably have a new Ravens edition if we win tomorrow night. If we lose tomorrow night, it may be time to unload a player or two. Don't want to think about that. But yeah, the trade deadline is coming up. Mr. Luke has something to say. I want to go ahead and read this because I see my name. At Jason, my 2 cents, key to tomorrow and the season, protect the football. Ravens have only lost 4 games in the last 5 years when they completed the game with 0 turnovers. So true, Mr. Luke. Thanks for the nugget. By the way, did not have that stat handy. This team protects the football and doesn't give the other team extra possessions. It's a really hard football team to beat. I mean, historically, I think that's true for every team. But when Lamar Jackson's your quarterback, and Tyler Loop's your kicker, by the way, I'll throw that in for Mr. Loop. Great start for the season for Tyler Loop. We're going to score. We're going to score. We're going to move the ball. You have Derrick Henry. You have a lot of weapons that you can use. It could be a Zay Flowers game. Every game seems to be a Zay Flowers game. Bateman likely still hasn't broken out yet. We're finally using Keaton Mitchell. Derrick Henry, of course, and Lamar himself, the 2-time, could have been 3-time MVP. Just protect the ball. And we saw that with Tyler Huntley compared to Cooper Rush. Turning the ball over, 4 interceptions. Not all those were Cooper Rush's fault, but Tyler did a really masterful job of just keeping the offense on schedule, moving the sticks, keeping us moving. We had a 3-and-out on the first drive. Other than that, we did a pretty good job of consistently moving the ball. So excellent tidbit there by Mr. Luke. Rave saying, I feel you, but I think D-line is more important. Yeah, I mean, there's a good argument for that too, Rave. Dario saying, yep, edge. I mean, look, the part of this has to do with what I've seen from Ajabo too, Dario. It's just, if he was a big, run stuffer or something like that, I could see it. But we're playing this base nickel a lot. And in the base nickel, where we're keeping 5 DBs on the field, and one of your edge rushers is Ajabo, it's just, it's been really, really tough. That segment, the Loop Scoop. Okay, it's on. Loop Scoop is on. Mr. Loop, we expect you to come in every week with a stat. So that's on you now, buddy. You earned it. So yeah, next Tuesday, trade deadline. we'll be talking about a new Raven if things go well tomorrow night in Miami. Something I've been thinking about, Ronnie's scare on Sunday. I mean, man, it looked like he was in a lot of pain. And then I saw the snap count. It was the last snap of the drive. He came right back in, didn't miss any time. But I wonder if Carson Vincent is close. Like, coming from an HBCU to the NFL is a huge jump. So I don't want to minimize that. Carson Vincent, left tackle, may need a full year of development. Next year, maybe he takes his lumps. But from what I've seen from Joseph Noteboom and what I saw from Carson Vincent, even in the preseason when both of those guys were playing, at one point you had Vincent at left tackle, Noteboom at right tackle. They were both playing against the same level of competition per se in the preseason. Vincent looked like the better player, and especially the better run blocker. I mean, Carson Vincent, dominant run blocker. He's got the NFL body type. He's got good feet, and he's strong, and he's just mean. Strong hands, mean. So I can't help but wonder if Vincent can get himself activated over Noteboom soon. Do I expect it to happen? No, because again, this is a big jump. That I think the coaches and everybody would rather see Carson Vincent just be able to sit for a year, learn. Speed of the game is different in the regular season than it is from the preseason. So I understand, I get all that. But my confidence in Noteboom has dropped. Whereas the last time and every time I've seen Vincent, he just seems up for the task. So that's something to think about. I wonder if he could be. I wonder if he could be part of their plans. People giving Mr. Loop a hard time in the comments. That's so funny. Justin checking in. What's up, Jason? Enjoying the game this past Sunday. Hopefully they keep this excitement going and don't let both Henry Keaton and Rashad Bateman go. Yeah, I think that they're going to be all involved. Last week on the show, we were asking for more Bateman. Had a lot of people backing up. And sure enough, they went to Bateman. Huntley went to Bateman in some big situation, including a really nice catch by Rashad on a comeback route. And how about DeAndre Hopkins, by the way? Ravens are only up by 7. The Ravens need to move the ball to ice the game. 3rd down and what was it, 7, 8, something like that. They throw that sideline route to D-Hop, the little subtle vet push-off completion. It seems like almost literally every time DeAndre Hopkins has caught the ball, it's been a huge play, either a touchdown or a big play. Yes. Jay-Z saying Vincent has so much potential. He does. That guy does. I kind of want to see him get a chance to be active on game day. And even if he's just on the sideline over Noteboom, is he practicing better than Noteboom? Did the coaches see it? I'm kind of curious about that. Just like the Jair situation brought up last week, will that come to a head? I'm wondering behind the scenes if Vincent is getting close. And D. Linda J, yeah, Noteboom hasn't played well. Romy Rome, I'm all for putting Vincent in if Stanley can't go. He needs to learn a lot, but we're better than in the game. Noteboom just isn't it. Putting him in is no better than Vincent. Doesn't have the upside. I agree. The only part I would pick at is we don't have time to develop a person. We need to put the best person in there. We can't afford a loss. But I'm just questioning. I'm seeing what you're seeing, Rome. Noteboom just hasn't looked good, and I'm wondering if Carson Vincent is better right now. Okay. So, hey, how about us at the end of the bar? Toast to you at the end of the bar. I'll get my water here for this one. Some things that we've been calling on, and in a weird way, this kind of made me optimistic, and I'll get to that in a second. But the blitzing, we're doing it. We're playing more games up front, seeing some hard stunts with the spy. So in case the quarterback does roll out with the stunt, we have eyes on him and can close on him quickly. The usage of Keaton Mitchell that we've been calling for almost collectively on this channel for a long time. Tyler Huntley over Cooper Rush, Kyle Hamilton moving into the box. And we wanted true competition at guard all the way going back to draft season. These are all things that the Ravens have shied away from. And, we were disagreeing from it. This isn't revisionist. We were on all of these things way before the Ravens. and it frustrates me. Now, why it makes me optimistic is that the coaches have made these adjustments. Like, it takes them a while. I remember when our friend All 22 Cuts was on the show with us a couple of weeks ago. He's like, the Ravens coaching slant, he moves like ants. He compared them to something out of Lord of the Rings, which I don't do that kind of stuff, so I don't know. But basically, that they're slow to make adjustments. That's true. Remember last year, it took us till week 10, week 11 to finally get Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson out, Kyle Hamilton and Ardarius Washington in those spots. Went from worst to first in pass defense. One of the better overall defenses down the stretch. So it's taken, the end of the bar has been right a lot, a ton. Why it makes me optimistic, though, is that those changes were made. And if we can just keep getting better, keep making adjustments here, Voorhees, maybe time to give Ben Cleveland a shot. If not, can we get a cheap guard like Kevin Zeitler? I would like Kevin Zeitler, but he does play for the Titans. And the owner, Amy, I think her Amy Adams Shrunk is her name, does not want to trade with us. That's pretty obvious. She has, old, going back to the Vrabel days, does not like us. So yeah, like I said, I'm frustrated by the end of the bar stuff. We've been right on a lot of stuff. I just put this together off the top of my head. But it's like, once we make the changes, they end up working, and we ended up being right. So credit to Ravens fans. We're a smart group. We're a smart group. Now this Dolphins team, let's bring this up here. 2-6, and this goes back. We showed their points allowed, but their offense has been kind of consistent. You can see their losses. There were some bad ones, including to the Colts, 33-8. To Cleveland, 31-6. The win over the Jets was their only win in the season until last week. You see the smackdown they laid in Atlanta on the Falcons, 34-10. So yeah, it's that game in Atlanta last week really gives me room for pause. And going back to Dwiz's comment about we have to treat every game like a trap game, maybe that statement game by the Dolphins last week is enough to really get the Ravens' attention. You shouldn't need anybody to get your attention, but maybe that was enough to really grab our attention and say, "Hey, we can't take this Dolphins team lightly." Let's get into the injury report. It is time, fellas. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, where'd my banner go? All right, I'm gonna take the comments off as well if I can. I don't want to see where the comments are. Okay, there they are. Okay, the Ravens, big story. This is great. All 53 guys are practicing. Now, does that bring Matabike back? No. Davius, no. But all 53 guys practicing in full. All of our inactives tomorrow night will be healthy guys. Will be guys who would normally play. Not even a questionable on the game statuses. So everybody is a full go. Everybody is healthy. Who will they deactivate? Not sure. Keandre Jackson, by the way, activated over Sanusi Kane. So again, that's another willingness to make a change that I like to see. I just like to see the Ravens be more open-minded and less stubborn. So even a small change like that, Keandre getting active, earning it over Sanusi Kane, who I still like, of course. That's a good sign for me that they're open-minded. But yeah, the Ravens fully back. Ronnie, can't believe he looked like he had something major, like serious pain, and then just came back in. You saw him on the sideline. You saw him even some footage from Ravens Wired after the game. Like, he's just smiling and walking around like nothing happened to him. I have no idea what happened with Ronnie on that play. Dolphins, different story. A lot of guys beat up. The two players that stand out the most is their safety, Ashton Davis. He played a lot of free safety for them. Did not practice all week and is listed as doubtful. So I did not list him on their chart coming up soon. So their starting free safety is doubtful. That's good news for, can Devontae Walker get active again and stretch the seam? Can Isaiah Likely get active again and test these safeties? How about a deep shot to Bateman on that side of the field? That's where Ashton Davis usually plays. A lot of possibilities there. D-Hop again lining up. but they're missing a starting free safety in Ashton Davis, who is doubtful. You doubt he's going to play. And then Julian Hill, their tight end, is still out. They have had Darren Waller out for maybe the year. I'm not sure, but he's on IR. So they're down tight ends to the point where they're using 6 offensive linemen, and they're using their fullback, Alec Engel. Their other safety is questionable. A thumb injury, so maybe he tapes that bad boy up and goes, but limited full for Melon Fonwu. Hamstring injuries in there. Minka banged up with the thumb. So this team for the Dolphins, Bradley Chubb questionable, did not practice, limited. That's another big story. Now the Dolphins, unlike the Ravens, are loaded up at the edge position. And maybe the Dolphins, maybe we take one of these guys back on the plane with us. They got Bradley Chubb, and they also have Chop Robinson on the bench. They have Jalen Phillips on the other side. They have Matt Judon. So that's 4 edge rushers, 4 guys with some clout, with name recognition, a couple of young players in there too. Chop Robinson's not going to get traded. They just drafted him. He's a first-round pick. He's going to be their future. But Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, maybe even Matt Judon. Yeah, and I see Mr. James mentioning Storm Duck. And Jason mentioning Storm Duck, excuse me. Yeah, they're one of their corners is out. So they're beat up in the secondary. Yeah, Storm Duck, and that name will not never make me laugh, and I just love his name. And Ashley having a good time here. Yeah, look, they're beat up. They're a beat up team. I don't think that their injury report will do it justice. They're going to have guys out there who are hurting. In other words, they might play, but they're going to be hurting. The Dolphins, I watched that game versus the Falcons. They won. They look great, but they took kind of a beating out there. Let's check in on the box scores. Now, I didn't use this aqua color for the Dolphins the whole time because it's hard to show up, but I figure on this graphic it's fine because the names are the most important. For the Ravens, let's just look at them for a second. Had to give some love for Tyler Huntley. Probably not going to keep him on the board all year. Hopefully, we don't see Tyler again. It's the Lamar Jackson show from here on out, except for maybe some garbage time. But Tyler Huntley with a passer rating of 100.5. You can see his numbers in 1 start plus some garbage time when he came in for Cooper Rush. Great job, Tyler Huntley. If the Ravens do the impossible this year, and you guys know what I'm talking about, and they write the documentary about the 2025 Baltimore Ravens, the unsung hero of this whole thing, no matter what happens and what heroic performances happen from here on out, is Tyler Huntley. It's Tyler Huntley. What if we don't sign him? What if he has an off game? And that Bears game was pretty close until the 4th quarter when Nate picked that thing off, and then we were able to get it in. Some clutch throws from Tyler Huntley. By the way, all his dropbacks are on the channel. If you want to see how the O-line performed and how Huntley performed. Key takeaway from that, though, they moved the pocket for Tyler Huntley. There was a lot of quick hitters, and when Tyler had to stand in there and make a big throw, he did. I would like to see them, though, and if they have to sit down with Lamar and get on the same page with this, so be it. But I would like to see them incorporate some of the Huntley offense into the game plan when Lamar is here. Get Lamar some quick throws. Move the pocket for Lamar. If this offensive line is struggling, let's give them a break. I mean, you've watched the video of all Tyler Huntley's dropbacks and count how many times the offensive line really didn't have a job to do. It was just ball out quick, or we're going to play action over here. Everybody's going that way. We roll out, we make a pass, complete a pass, where the offensive line really didn't have any responsibilities, anything tough to do. We'd like to see some of that for Lamar. I know Lamar likes to go for the big plays. He likes to call big plays. He likes to hold the ball. Nobody's open. He takes off. He's super dangerous. And yes, you love that big play ability. That's the difference between one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and a backup quarterback. But I want to see more of those quick passes incorporated. And so let's protect Lamar, especially coming off the injury. Let's get some quick passing going. Zay Flowers dominating the targets. Let's talk about Derrick Henry, though. Last week, under 4 yards a carry again, running between the tackles. We even saw on his 2 touchdown passes that he had to bounce those things to the outside. No room to run in the middle. It's part of the reason why Keaton Mitchell is so important to this team, to be able to threaten that edge. The difference between Henry's numbers with Lamar in the game, and I have this written down, but that sheet of paper is over there. But Henry's yards per carry with Lamar is like 2 yards higher than it is with the backup quarterbacks. So this run game is not being driven by the offensive line. It's being driven by Lamar Jackson. Important point, and I think that Keaton comes up big in here because with his speed, he can threaten the sideline and really challenge these guys. And we thank gosh that they have Keaton active now. For the Dolphins, you see that number shaded in blue. Tua Tagliavoa. Just messing with you, Tua. Turn the ball over. Tua, 10 interceptions on the year. Leads the league. That's why it's in blue. 6.6 yards per attempt. Very low as well. Very low as well. You can see that's lower than Huntley's number. This Dolphins offense, some of the numbers are ugly, but Mike McDaniel does do a good job of getting the backs involved. You can see Achane at 5 yards per carry, but also 50 targets for Achane, 37 receptions. So he's catching almost all of them, as you would expect. About 4 out of 5. It's a short pass, high completion percentage whenever you target the running backs. 4 touchdowns for Achane in the passing game. And what this is going to do, guys, is this is going to slow the Ravens blitz down. Hear me out on this one. Now, the great quarterbacks, the great coordinators, and the ones that have backs like Achane, it's really hard to blitz them without getting burned. Because you overload, you blitz on one side, they leak that running back out, easy completion. Now all of a sudden you're short guys to make the tackle downfield. So that's why you can only blitz so much. You really need to get home with 4 men, which goes back to that trade deadline conversation that we had. We need to be able to get home with 4. We can manufacture some rush, and that's great. But against certain coordinators and the great quarterbacks, of course, you're going to get burned, and their numbers against the blitz are good for a reason. Mike McDaniel, I guarantee you, he's going to see the Ravens, their blitz schemes, and he's going to have some blitz beaters, and their running backs are going to be involved in that. They also have Jalen Waddle, extremely quick receiver who can win off the line of scrimmage. So just a heads up, guys, like we're doing a better job getting pressure. We've been suggesting the blitzes, and finally we started blitzing these immobile quarterbacks. I think we can get to Tua, by the way. If we cover the backs, account for the backs out of the backfield in our blitz packages, but just keep stunning these guys up front. Power rushing, we'll look at the Dolphins' offensive line later. We can get to Tua. Their main weapon, other than their running back, is Jalen Waddle. Tyreek Hill, of course, out for the season. Waddle, 35 of 50. So Waddle is catching 70% of his passes. Very good job for him. 4 touchdowns, averaging over 10 yards per target. Great job by Jalen Waddle. He really has taken over. Big play again last week. So kind of expecting Nate to shadow him. Malik Washington, their third leading receiver. Small guy, stout guy out of Virginia. Prospect I really liked as a possibility of a slot receiver. But they will use these guys in motion. Motion is the key for a Mike McDaniel offense. Yeah, Achane is a weapon, Dario. No doubt about it. What was Twizz's coaching point? Yeah, you know what? I was hoping Henry's hands improved this season. Now, the throw that he dropped was behind him, Twizz. I know you saw it. I know I ain't got to tell you, but being that playoff game against Buffalo, it would be nice to see Derrick Henry just have a little more range. He looks like that's the only time he looks stiff to me, Twizz, is when he's going to reach down for a ball or reach out for a ball. You don't see it when he's running. He's just so big, fast. But yeah. And how about Jordan Stout's punt? Man, it was a completed pass off the foot of Jordan Stout to Tylan Wallace at what, the 3-yard line, something like that. Led to Nate Wiggins interception. Money play. Definitely, Mr. Loop, money play for Jordan Stout, who has really improved this year. Happy for Jordan Stout. The life of a punter can be tough. The Ravens didn't punt a lot with Lamar Jackson, and especially, field goal kickers have been good here in Baltimore for quite some time. They would trot Justin Tucker out there from 50 plus all the time. So, but Jordan himself has improved his game, and his holding has always been good. His holding's always been good. Yeah, Wallace downed it. You know what? I would think, Mr. Luke, the job that I would least like to have is Jordan Stout's. I think Nick Moore's is second, the long snapper. But like there's no, like, you don't get any glory. Like, yeah, you mention him here, but like the only time somebody mentions the long snapper's name is when he F's up royally and costs somebody the game or costs them a kick. Same thing with a holder. I don't know how those guys are able to hold so consistently. I have good hand-eye coordination. I've played every sport, but I don't know if I want a fastball coming at me that I have to put down in however many seconds it is. Maybe Mr. Luke knows how many seconds the holder has to get the ball down and tilt it in the right position for the kicker. No, thankless job. No, thank you. All right, rankings time, guys. It is rankings time. Should we do Ravens offense? Yeah, that's what's up next. Okay, Ravens offense versus Dolphins defense. Told you about some funky numbers coming from this Dolphins team. And here we go. Their defense has a lot of weaknesses. They did not play well. But what's up? Why are they sixth in red zone defense? So the Dolphins defense really buckles up when you get inside the red zone and is forcing field goals. How are they doing it? I'm not sure, because versus the pass, they're not good. Versus the rush, they're really not good. Their passing yards allowed would be much higher than 11th if teams weren't just running the ball down their throat all game with a big lead. You see they're 24th in yards per pass allowed, 26th in scoring. They're not taking the ball away. They're 22nd in sacks, only 15 sacks. Oh, and Heather popped up. Hi, Heather. And Mr. Loop saying, so yeah, you got 1.2 seconds, Jordan Stout does, to catch a bullet that Nick Moore is throwing back there as fast as he can, and to put it down and to tilt it towards him, however the kicker likes it. All kickers are a little different. But yeah, that is a thankless job. I would not want to be a punter that has to hold the ball. Forget that. Forget that. And then, of course, I worked on this. The head VP, Heather McCubbins. It is great to see you. Missed you last. I think we missed you last week, Heather. Back to the box score that we have on the ground. So yeah, just an odd, green in the green on the red zone. But the Dolphins have been a poor defense everywhere else. And remember, this is coming off a game in which they just held Bijan Robinson to 25 yards, completely shut down the Falcons. That has not helped their ratings that much. On offense, the Ravens, still strong in the yards per pass, still strong in the rushing category. Mentioned earlier how much better Derrick Henry has been with Lamar in yards per carry than without Lamar. Snoop helped a little bit, but not much, man, not much. A lot of tough sledding for Derrick Henry between the tackles. That goes back to the offensive line. But the Ravens are still running the ball. They're sticking to the run. Good for Todd Monken. Great game for Todd Monken. Taking a lot of flack, as I'm sure you guys have seen. But yeah, it's going to be a good matchup on this side of the ball. The sacks taken. And every time I see that, I think of Forrest Gump when he gets on the bus as a kid. Sacks taken. Sacks taken. You can sack here if you want to. That's what Jenny said. But yeah, sacks taken 24th. Ravens have taken 22 sacks this season. Still too many. Still too many for the Ravens. And that number has been reduced since Lamar has left. So again, that's why I want to get back to some quick passing game. Some of what Snoop was allowed to do, I want them to sit Lamar down and say, hey, we're going to incorporate more quick passes into the offense. We're going to move this pocket a little bit more for you. Get the ball out of your hands, get you some easy completions, and the big plays will come off of that. Heather, coming up. Hey, $10 donation. Thank you for the super chat, Heather. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Jason, I think Lamar may put up a Jackson 5. I was thinking about making that my my bold prediction coming up at the end. I really was. I shied away from it because it makes too much sense to me, Heather. It's like Okay, if he's going to have one, he had one in Miami before, coming back to his hometown. The hamstring, maybe he doesn't want to scramble. Maybe he's just going to throw it more. So yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing, Heather, on the Jackson 5. I wonder if that's going to be your bold prediction if you stick with us. I used to chart kicks for David Akers and John Harbaugh. Did you really, Dwiz? Dwiz, you know what? Kind of believe you. Dirk Johnson. Okay. All right. Yeah. Top not joining us. Hey, hello, Jason. New to your podcast and love your knowledge of the game. I recognize your profile picture. I know I've seen it before. I wish at top not I wish your name was there because I know I would get your name right, but for some reason they have the ads. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't let the people in the chat scare you. All right, they're generally nice people. They go off the wall sometimes, but thank you so much. And I wish I remembered your name because the face is familiar. Yes, Jenny hurt me. Jenny, yes, she did hurt me. Jenny, was she a good guy, bad guy? Not sure. Been back and forth on that. Been back and forth on that. Okay, let us look at the personnel for the Ravens offense. Highlighted for the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. Not sure, if he ever needs to be highlighted, but I figured this is the week for it. And part of it goes to what Heather was talking about. I expect Lamar to show out big. I'm sure that Lamar doesn't say too much on Twitter, but he will, and I'm sure he's heard the noise. I'm sure he's heard the noise from the Ravens fans out there who doubted him, said he was healthy enough to play. All this mess that goes on with the media, they just cannot keep Lamar's name out their mouth for clicks, for views, to put his name in the title, and of course in Florida he has played so well, aside from that nightmare game that shall remain nameless. But yeah, Lamar Jackson, a key to this game, coming back after a long absence. Can we heat it up right away? Can we heat it up right away? Get this offense going. Lamar be accurate from the start on this game. Mention these Dolphins pass rushers. Now, Bradley Chubb with the red cross next to his name is questionable for this game. But again, they have first round pick from last year, Chop Robinson. They have Matt Judon. What does this mean to me? Big game for Roger Rosengarten, who has not played as well as he did last year, especially in the run game. A little disappointed. He looks like he still needs to get stronger. We want to run the ball. We want to pass protect Lamar. I look at this Dolphins defense and their edge rusher group stands out to me. So big game for Roger Rosengarten. Also, it is, I think, important to mention Zay Flowers here. Zay Flowers, also South Florida kid. This is going to be his first game in Florida. So one of my bold predictions coming up later has to do with Zay Flowers. Zay has been consistent every game. No matter who the quarterback is, Zay has been a factor, really showing himself out. I think that all Ravens fans have to be really impressed with Zay Flowers. And I expect him to show out this game and have a big game. Can we get some quick throws to Bateman? Can we get Likely more involved? I noticed they had Likely mic'd up for Wired, but he didn't really get the ball a lot. So there wasn't a lot of clips of him catching the ball, grunting, making people miss, running people over, stiff arm. Like to see Isaiah Likely get involved. And then, the matchup that I'm kind of dreading, honestly, is Andrew Voorhees versus Zach Seiler. It is Sealer. Now, when two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking, but not in the case of Zach Sealer. The I before E is right, except after C, but the two vowels go walking is not for Zach Sealer. Of course, Zach, on a serious note, Ozzie Newsome's last official pick, and boy, has he been good for the Dolphins. The Ravens cut him. Dolphins picked him up. He's made himself a lot of money, has a lot of fans down there in South Florida, and he'll be matched up against Voorhees. And if you guys remember, Zach from his days in Baltimore, just a big, strong, long fellow, very technically sound. Sealer can definitely give Voorhees trouble with just his overall technique and length. So it's one to watch. This Dolphins run defense, as we showed before, has been wretched, but they're coming off a game where they shut down the Falcons and Bijan Robinson. And the Falcons offensive line is pretty good too. So Sealer, it's kind of a matchup that I'm a little bit nervous about. Now, what I'm excited about is this attacking this Dolphins secondary, which is another reason, Heather, why I'm expecting Lamar to have a big game. Dante Trader, former Maryland Terp, took over for Ashton Davis when he got healthy. So this may be his first or most extensive action in the NFL. Trader did not make my big board. It's not to say he can't play in the NFL. Definitely watched him. He has got some skills. But again, when you're facing Lamar Jackson offense with the weapons that the Ravens have, kind of I'm looking for Isaiah Likely. And again, is Devontae Walker healthy enough to play special teams? And will he be active again? Because I could see this being the game that now that you have a quarterback with arm strength, accurate down the field, that they could stretch the seam. They play cover two, just split the safeties with some speed. So a big game for Isaiah Likely if he is able to get involved. Tez Walker, big plays. I could see Bateman making plays on that side. But yeah, Dante Trader will probably have a target on his back as far as testing his discipline deep. Run a crosser in front of him and a route past him. See if he bites on the crosser, can give up a big play. Stay undisciplined. Minkah Fitzpatrick, I was surprised. I thought maybe that, with all Minkah's experience, that they would move him back to safety and play another corner. But you guys mentioned Storm Duck not being in there for them. They're thin at corner. They're thin at safety. So they left Minkah Fitzpatrick at nickel. Fitzpatrick, by the way, used to the Lamar Jackson read option from his time in Pittsburgh. So Minkah has played that well. He was often the first guy to meet Jackson when Jackson kept it on those read options. So it's a nice have for they're missing Jalen Ramsey, of course, but it's a nice get for the Dolphins to have Minkah Fitzpatrick against this Lamar Jackson-led team. Jordan Brooks, middle linebacker, leads the league in tackles, downhill, physical football player. I think Brooks and Terrell Dotson can both be had a little bit on the play action. So again, those dig routes from Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman working between levels 2 and 3 with the safeties back there, working behind the linebackers in front of the safeties. I think that's an area of the field that the Ravens can attack right in the middle of the field, the Ravens can have some success. So I love the offense's chances in this game. Really do. Jack Jones at one cornerback, Rasul Douglas, former Buffalo Bill, on the other corner. You have to like how the Ravens match up across the board. Again, the big thing is the offensive line. Big game for Roger Rosengarten. Do we have to keep giving him chip help, or can he handle these bad pass rushers on his own? I mean, bad in a good way. Really good players. And I saw my guy, laid back, Big Al. What's up, buddy? What's up? Good to see you, Al. Phillips versus Rosengarten. Yeah. And Phillips does like to line up on that side, J-Dub. They like him on the strong side. They're not afraid to drop Jalen Phillips in coverage. Another reason, by the way, I think that he could be the one that the Ravens target out of the whole group. He has some Sam qualities in this base defense. And like I said before, when they're playing Ajabo in that spot, it's really hard for him to be good against the run and do all the things that the Sam backer will do. And of course, they don't want to wear KVN out. Also see my guy Jeff J in here. Shout out, Jason. I'll be there tomorrow representing for real. Get this dub. Let's go Flock. Jackson, another Jackson 5. Jeff, congrats, man. And it's funny because they're going by your @ signal, and you got the FLA in your @ signal. So I never knew. Yeah, Sealer back to the Ravens. That would be a good get. By the fourth quarter, the Bears were kicking away from Keaton Mitchell. Ultimate compliment for a returner. Mr. Loop, and that's why I think Rasheen Ali is important to this team. And I like Rasheen Ali on the kickoffs. I do. Like my beef with Keaton not being active was just because he's Keaton. Had nothing to do with Ali. Notice these lead blocks on the kickoff team too, or kick return team. Ali gets in there, gets dirty. Both of Keaton Mitchell's returns last week, Ali was doing some work. And then when Ali catches the ball in the kick return, we've seen him almost break a couple of touchdowns. He's always getting something. So yeah, man, I love having Keaton and Ali both active. Ali for the special teams, and Keaton Mitchell for that explosive element out of the backfield that we could get. So I love that comment there, Mr. Luke. King Taz, okay. That was a proud win this past Sunday. This Thursday will be a dominant win. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yes, I have done analysis of special teams coverage. Like to see that. Yeah, I have done that before on the channel. I have to pick that play by play off of NFL Plus to do that, so it's a little more time keeping. And now that they took away my monetization and the flagging stuff, I've laid off of that. But if you notice, like my Tylen Wallace highlights of the past and stuff like that, yeah, I just studied the special teams, kickoff and kick returns, especially gunners on punt coverage, especially Malik Harrison. Man, Malik Harrison was a fun special teams player to watch. You want to watch some good special teams, watch Malik Harrison's like 2020 highlights, 2021 highlights, when I had access to all those plays. I actually loved how they used KVN like a spy, or the illusion that he was a spy. Nate has been balling. Trent has also impressed me. Heather, you mentioned it, so let's get to it. What the Ravens have been doing is they're doing these hard stunts up front, Heather. Maybe you missed this at the beginning. I briefly mentioned it. But they were afraid to stunt in the past, it seemed like in the first few games, because, I mean, if you remember Harbaugh getting up there, all he would talk about was keeping the quarterback contained. And we've noticed here on the channel that all their pass rushers are just cage rushing. It's just bull rush. It's just contain rush, to be extra cognizant of not letting the quarterback roll out to the right. Now, against Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, I think that's a great plan. But against Joe Flacco in the Browns game, I don't think it was the best plan. Some of the other less mobile quarterbacks, I don't think it was a good plan. You let your dogs eat. You saw that cross chop from Mike Green. But their solution to all this, Heather, is exactly what you were saying. They would stunt hard up front, pick plays, and the rest. And KVN was used as a spy, and Trenton was used as a spy on 2 of those plays. So that's definitely very observant, Heather. That's definitely something that they incorporated. 2 guys that I have highlighted here for the Ravens defense. It has to do with their football knowledge, their football brain. Alohi Gilman, Kyle Van Noy. Now, you guys know anything about the Mike McDaniel defense. It's all about pre-snap movement. It's about changing the assignments for the defense. This is a short week, not a lot of prep time, not an ideal week to go against a motion offense like Mike McDaniel's, a very tricky offense to defend, all about communication. So Gilman has been great with communication since he's gotten here. Pretty amazing that he just came in, started right away, picked all that up. And then up front, Kyle Van Noy, obviously with all the trickery you see on the Dolphins offense. That's why those 2 names are highlighted for me. Also notice that for the first time this season, I don't have 11 personnel highlighted. The Dolphins have a very strange offense. They have gone to 6 offensive linemen a lot. Now, I didn't want to put 6 offensive linemen here on the spreadsheet, but look for that. They're going to use 6 offensive linemen a lot. They also use a fullback a lot. So you notice Alec Ingold, one of the better fullbacks, one of the last remaining fullbacks in the NFL on their offense. How do the Ravens match up with that? A lot of times what they'll do is they'll take Teddy Buchanan, whoever's at linebacker, off the field and bring in like a Brent Urban or another defensive lineman to match up with the bulk. Will they do that against Ingold, or would they just let Teddy Buchanan and Roquan take the middle? I think that's a big question this game. The other thing I'm looking at, Jalen Waddle, Nate Wiggins. Nate, since he started traveling, it started with Nico Collins. He started traveling with Nico Collins. Then he traveled with Devontae Adams. This past week, he traveled with Roma Dunze. And I was proud of Nate. I think that he learned his lesson in that game. That Roma Dunze was giving him a hard time. Specifically, what was Roma Dunze doing to give Nate a hard time? Nate was all over him. Roma Dunze, too physical. Roma Dunze run upfield, not even really a push off, just a little shoulder shrug. And Nate got the separation on Nate. Big, strong receiver. Nate couldn't get around him in time. It was timed up perfectly. And Nate got beat with that just physicality a couple of times. So what happened on the interception? Nate baited him a little bit. Instead of Nate being all over him, he was very patient. Just jogged behind Roma Dunze, one step behind him. And as soon as the ball was released, boom, hit the second gear, undercut that bad boy, and could have took it to the house. I don't know. I feel like another block or two, he could have took it from the house. But yeah, Nate was stopped being all over him like glue and just gave him a little space to the point where he couldn't push off, baited him, used his speed. So hopefully, like in the long run, that is a lesson for Nate, because Nate's going to be faster than almost everybody he's up against. 4.2 speed, and it plays to the field, bro. Like, if Nate's not one of these 4.2 guys that plays like a 4.4 guy, like it's 4.2 all day. You see it when he really opens up and runs. So if you're facing some of these bigger receivers, you don't have to be all over on body and let them manhandle you. Nate will get stronger. He's still a young guy. But I think that matchup with the Dunze may have been like a really valuable lesson for him, and some really knowledge and experience for him. But I'm a big Nate fan. Yeah, Nate is doing well. And is that Lady Laura? Yeah, that's probably Lady Laura. Again, your screen names aren't up there, so I'm trying to guess. Future C1, CB1, undercuts. Yeah, and Nate, having him travel, what this does, Heather, is it just allows us, like, if they have a more physical guy. Let's see this Bengals game, for example, that's coming up. Let's hope everybody's healthy and we play the Bengals. Say we're playing them tomorrow. To me, like, Marlon should be on Chase, probably, in my opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. But like the physicality, Marlon's seen Jamar Chase many times. He's a different animal. Marlon picked off that pass from Chase. Oh my goodness, I got a super chat there. Top Knot, you're so sweet. I didn't even see it, man. I'm sitting here running my big mouth. This is what it's like when you don't have a partner. Tracy, yes, that is it. Okay. Did you leave a comment or was it just a super chat? Tracy, thank you, Tracy. I think I recognize you from Twitter too, Tracy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think this is where I remember the profile picture. Apologize, everybody. I really want to find Tracy's message because that's really sweet. And by the way, I do read through the comments and go back and scroll. There it is. I really wish they would improve that O-line so Lamar does not get hurt again. Yeah. Where has Lamar gotten hurt? Pocket, in the pocket, in the pocket. This one, it was more unclear. They asked Lamar, of course, hey, were you already hurt? Did you get hurt? And he wouldn't answer it. He said, I can't call it. Old school, bro. Old soul. I can't call it is a phrase that I used to use and gave up. Gave up on the I can't call it. Maybe I should bring the I can't call it back. Jason, why do you think the Ravens lost? Can't call it. What's the key to this game? Can't call it. Just play football. I'm just not as cool as Lamar. I can't pull that off. Thank you, Tracy. Very, very nice of you. But yeah, I wonder if they would bring Zeitler in. I wonder if they would give Ben Cleveland a chance. Just some kind of change on the offensive line to get them sparked, because we can't go on like this. We have got to protect our MVP quarterback. And again, Derrick Henry's production is very Lamar reliant. Look at the numbers when Lamar plays. Look at the numbers when Lamar doesn't play. Derrick Henry's numbers change dramatically. Why? Because the blocking is there. They need that threat of the Lamar run to get going, and that's not going to get it work. You saw us get stuffed on the goal line. You saw Derrick Henry have to bounce out both of his touchdown runs because the blocking wasn't there. We need to improve this O-line. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Mr. James saying Lamar already brought it back. He did. I can't call it, Mr. James. Should I bring up Mr. James? I can't call it. Okay. Yeah, Voorhees needs to have a big game on Halloween. Shout out to Jason Voorhees. I get you. I got you. Alex with the funny. That's my kind of funny dad humor there. Let's take a look. Now, Ashley, I want to warn you here. Ravens defensive rankings coming up. Okay, there they are. Now, believe it or not, the Ravens improved in almost every category versus the Bears. But still, it's all red. Couple of regular black in there, but all red. Still 30th in sacks, 30th in takeaways. So, what I'm looking for here, everybody, is like, look, we're not going to be able to get this thing probably completely fixed and start being the number one defense in the NFL. But what I'm looking for here is something to hang our hats on defense. In other words, we're not going to just be great at everything. We might improve in everything, but it's going to come. Can we, kind of dumb that down to one thing? In other words, can we get really good at stopping the run? Okay, that would be one solution. We go from 4.5 yards per carry around to that typical Ravens holding opponents under 4 yards. All of a sudden, our third down defense is better because of that, because it's third and long more often. Maybe we get a couple of more sacks or takeaways because our run defense is so good. They have to throw it more. Or maybe we're just good on third down. Or maybe we're just good in the red zone, and that brings our scoring defense down. So I would like to see us just, if we could narrow in on one category and just really get good at one of these categories that you see there, it can positively affect everything. But I'll just use the term again. Right now, we have nothing really to hang our hats on. We're not getting sacked. We don't get pressure. We're not taking the ball away. Are we good at defending the run? No. Are we good at defending the pass? No. Can we just are we good in the red zone? No. Good on third downs? No. If we can just get a few things in order and maybe even dominate at one thing, load up and dominate on one thing, it should affect all of those numbers positively. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Dolphins, middle of the pack type offense in some categories, but you see their yards are down, their pass yards are down. Yards per pass, we mentioned to it, only 6.5 yards per pass. It's underwhelming, but again, just like on the other side of the ball, they're really good on third down. So where does this come from? Remember we looked at the ranks on their other side of the ball. Dolphins were bad all over the place, but they're really good in the red zone. On offense, it's the same thing. A lot of bad, but they're really good on third down. So third down defense is what's going to be crucial for this Ravens team. Can we get them off the field on third down? How do you do that? You make it 3rd and 8. You make it 3rd and 7. It's a bunch of 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s. They're going to be able to convert that. And you can see this is where I give Mike McDaniel a lot of credit as an offensive coordinator. As a head coach, I'm not sure I would like somebody with his personality as my head coach. He looks king blazed out of his mind. If King Blaze is here, looks king blazed out of his mind. I don't know if he can lead a group of 53 plus football players, coaches, the whole organization. But as an offensive coordinator, he does get really creative. And that's why I say the Ravens have to be very careful blitzing on this team, because I guarantee you Mike McDaniel has motions and blitz beaters to really put us in a pickle. Can't afford to give up any big plays. So, yeah, those are the numbers on the other side of the ball. I think we about covered it, guys. I think we about covered it. It is time for your score predictions. So go ahead and get them ready. And did Taylor come in? Taylor, did you put the baby to bed? It is good to see you. Dwiz been keeping us company, and he let the cat out of the bag. I didn't know Dwiz was a superstar. Dwiz is a superstar, man. I have a little experience myself too, Dwiz, but I was not anywhere near the sideline. I was just the cheap help. But I keep those stories to myself because I always say, doesn't matter what kind of scouting experience I have, perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. Anybody can do a good job. Okay, time for your score predictions. What does Vegas say? Guess I'll put my ugly face back on there. There we go. Last time I checked, the Ravens are 7.5 point favorites going into this game at Miami. The over-under is all the way up to 51.5. So that adds up to about a 30-22 Ravens win is what Vegas is predicting. What do I think? I think the Ravens get to 34, and I like Miami right around where Vegas has them. So I'll go 34-23 Ravens. They win it. I want to say it's 34-15 or 34-16. And Dolphins get a garbage time. So I don't think it'll be as close as the score indicates. But yeah, the Ravens going to score over 30 in this game. Dolphins may get some garbage time, but Dolphins make it over 20. So yeah, 34-23 Ravens. That's what I have. And Tila is kid-free. Okay, there you go, Tila. Thought I saw on one of the other streams you said you had to put baby to bed. So maybe I miss all that. J-Dub checking in, 35-13. Confident Jeremiah. So that's about what my score is, Jeremiah, but I'm going to give the Dolphins a little bit more. I'll give them a garbage time. Okay, Jason Zarotniak, here we go. 45-14. The bold prediction coming in. Here we go. Jackson, 5 + 1 running touchdown. Wow, bro. And 1 field goal. So, okay. So 7 touchdowns. Lamar has 6 of those, 5 touchdown passes, 1 run. Well, I'm going to go ahead and speak for you here, Jay-Z. Henry has the 6th touchdown or the 7th touchdown and a field goal for Tyler Luke. Well, that'd be a pretty boring day for Tyler, but I guess I'll take it. The Linda J checking in, 40-28. Your prediction last week was very good, Linda, except that you had one prediction for Lamar and one prediction for Huntley, and Huntley kind of matched your Lamar prediction. So that's all. That's awesome. Oh, and Chris, check her out. TLC, the lovely Chris herself, member for 2 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. And quite honestly, you've been a member. It seems like longer than that. I mean, you are family. When it comes to it, that is family. No score prediction from me. Cheers to you. Yeah, remember, Chris, I brought the score predictions back last week in the Defiant. Look, I'm bringing them back, and we actually won, so I'm going to keep them going. I'm superstitious, Chris. What's up? You're going to have to live with me on that one. Lady Laura, 35-21. Kwame B, good seeing you, Kwame. 35-13. All right, so we have a confident flock in here. 42-7 flock, Mr. James. Oh, dude, how much that would be a big confidence builder. And I would not put it past this team. This is still an angry Ravens team. At least it should be. An angry Ravens team with a lot of work to do. It seems like every Raven has had their name thrown under the bus this year, from the head coaches all the way down to everybody. Mr. Luke score kind of like mine, 38-24. All right, love it. Tila, we win by 17 plus. All right, put your money and put Wizz's money on it, Tila. Don't put your own money. Put Wizz's money. Jeff J saying we might put up 50. Rave Kingdom in there. Positive dude, man. Love your videos, Rave Kingdom. I'm try to get more likes on them. Kwame saying Keaton and Bateman touchdown. Ashley checking in, 38-17. Dwiz, 30-9. Wait a minute, are you serious? Heading to Miami in the morning? Dwiz, can I go? Can I go in your place, Dwiz? No, I promise. I'll behave myself. I just want to go to Miami and watch a game. Love you guys. Twiz with the 30-9. Rave Kingdom 30-21. Love y'all. Man, that's going to be great, man. Way to go to Miami. Alex 31-17. Heather, I don't make predictions. That's superstitious too, so I love that. Okay. Nobody said nothing with my inappropriate comment to Tila. I guess they know better. Daria, I think the game will be closer, 28-24, but close wins builds character. Love that. Dwiz saying no touchdowns led up tomorrow. Big disruption changes the efficiency of the Dolphins' offensive game. Yeah, and you know what, Dwiz? I think they're ready to quit again too. Just the thought, because they've quit against the Browns and other games like that. Jason Zaratniak, member for 2 months. So glad to be part of this family. Keep it up. Man, I'm so glad to have you, man. One of the backbones of the channel. Thank you so much. Taylor did get my joke. Okay. Yeah, Taylor, take me with you. I'll keep my hands to myself. I promise. I just want to see a game. Okay. All right. Ramsey J. Man, I've recognized that. Oh, PFP2. 36-0 Ravens, 2 with 1 forced fumble and 3 INTs. All right, and Chris will take me to Miami. Thank you so much, Chris. Okay, all right. So my bold prediction, let's see. Let me bring it back up. You guys have been great. Flowers touchdown, Keaton touchdown. I wonder what that is on the old parlay machine. But I think Keaton scores the last touchdown in this game. And I'm going to go further with this. I think Keaton scores a touchdown on a reception. Screen pass out the backfield. We mentioned the backup safety playing Dante Trader for the Miami Dolphins. They don't have a ton of speed in that secondary, I don't think. Jack Jones is older. Jalen Ramsey's older. Melvin Famu. So how about Keaton getting the ball in the flat and taking it however many yards the field is? If we're at the 50-yard line, he takes it 50. If we're at our own 10-yard line, Keaton's going to take it 90 yards. Touchdown reception for Keaton Mitchell and Zay Flowers in his homecoming to Florida, Southern Florida. Zay gets his first touchdown of the season. Does Zay get 2? I don't know, but that is my bold prediction. Who's winning the World Series? I don't know, man. Dario, it's a team from Canada and a team from LA. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the Dodgers will win. I do. I think the Dodgers will win. That's my prediction. Keaton touchdown guaranteed from Mr. Parsons. What's up, John? What's up, John? If I missed you earlier, I apologize, man. So with that, I want to say thank you to my football family. Love my football family. Look, man, let's get this win tomorrow. Let's get this win. We get the 3-5. We know what the schedule holds. We can do this thing, man. I don't know why it does. That's the second time it did that. It sounds like the dogs are breaking something upstairs. We can do this thing. Let's get this win tomorrow. We get 10 days rest. We go into Minnesota. We don't know who we're facing. Could be J.J. McCarthy. Could be like a quarterback that they trade for. Can win that. We're going to have a soft Browns game, 3rd road game in 3 weeks. That's a game I'm going to be nervous for. I can tell you that right now. Browns are playing better. Dylan Gabriel, though, if he's still – watch, they'll start Shador and have that unknown right for us at that game. Watch, that'll happen. Jets, the Bengals. But it all starts tomorrow. We need this game tomorrow to have this big, beautiful picture come to fruition. And when we play that Steelers team in Week 14, man, to have us in the driver's seat after that game, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're shooting for. So with that, I want to say thank you. My football family. Love my football family. Thanks to the members. Thanks for the super chats. Tracy, thanks for getting in there. That is awesome. Love you guys so much. Thanks for the people who have been members for 2+ months now. Time flies by. Sometimes I think that the season, like it's halfway point already. And then other times I think about how slow it went when we were struggling. So I don't know about that. But I love you guys. I will catch you next week after the trade deadline. Let's see if we can get a win tomorrow and we get some new Ravens in the building to talk about next week. Love y'all. Have a great night. Take care of each other. Make somebody smile.